Welcome back to our channel, Soap Family. Today is a fabulous day to dive deep into the absolute madness of Port Charles. And trust us, you are not going to believe what just went down. The heavy oak courtroom doors swung open with a sickening thud, sucking the air completely out of the room. The judge's gavel hung suspended in midair. The prosecution froze in sheer disbelief, and the entire momentum of the trial shattered into a million pieces as a ghost from the shadows stepped into the blinding light, forcing impossible, life-altering choices onto everyone involved. I cannot believe they actually did that. I am literally sitting here at 2 a.m., the glow of my laptop lighting up the dark room, typing furiously because my brain is completely short-circuiting after watching this. I have been watching this show for years, since way before 2015, honestly, and I have seen some wild courtroom stunts. But this takes the absolute cake. My jaw is still on the floor. I need to vent, I need to scream, and I definitely need to share this with people who actually get it. Am I the only one who was screaming at their television screen when that courtroom door opened? React first, explain later, right? Valentin Cassadine. Valentin freaking Cassadine just walked into the middle of Curtis Ashford's criminal trial to testify for the defense. I am losing my absolute mind. But wait, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's hit rewind and look at the absolute nightmare that Curtis has been dealing with leading up to this exact second. Curtis is facing serious, hard time in Pentonville because he rejected that 2-year plea. 2 years! He could have been out in 8 months with good behavior. But no, Curtis is too proud, and honestly, I kinda get it. He just brought baby Desmond back home with Portia. He already missed Trina's entire childhood because of Portia's decades of lies, and he is not about to sit in a miserable cell and let Isaiah Gannon play daddy to his newborn son. So he rolls the dice. He takes it to a jury, betting his entire life on a prayer. And then there is Isaiah Gannon, up on the witness stand, acting all victimized and righteous. Martin Gray, bless his slick, manipulative, southern drawl heart, is doing everything in his power to provoke the guy. Martin is ruthlessly poking the bear, trying to get Isaiah to explode in front of the jury, to show them exactly why Curtis felt provoked enough to hit him and ruin his surgical. But it wasn't looking good. It was looking incredibly bleak for Curtis. The prosecution was tearing his character to absolute shreds. Because, let's be real, their original star witness was supposed to be Drew Kane. And, I'm sorry, but Drew is an absolute monster right now. He's fully mobile, he's plotting a scorched earth revenge against Willow, he's terrorizing Alexis over Scout, and nobody in their right mind trusts a single word that comes out of his mouth. Relying on Drew to testify that Willow was home and that Detective Joe Fitzpatrick misunderstood his blinks, that was a flimsy, desperate defense at best. The jury was never going to buy it. But then, the entire momentum of the universe shifts. The courtroom doors open. And in walks Valentin, looking like $1,000,000 in a perfectly tailored suit, wearing that signature Cassadine smirk that just screams, "I know something you don't know." He just struts right down the center aisle like he owns the courthouse, completely ignoring the gasps echoing from the gallery. Let's connect the dots, because the writers actually remembered their own continuity for once, and I am so here. Remember months ago on Route 91? The pouring rain, the slick roads, the horrific crash that nearly killed Curtis and Jordan? Valentin was there. Valentin was the one who pulled Jordan out of that mangled car mere seconds before it exploded into a massive fireball. He was the unsung hero of that night, operating in the shadows. And we all saw Curtis track Valentin down weeks ago. Curtis swallowed his immense pride and asked Valentin for a massive, dangerous favor. He asked Valentin to testify if he saw the car that caused them to swerve off the road in the first place. But did any of us actually think Valentin would do it? Really? I thought it was just a throwaway conversation. Because stepping into that public courtroom is essentially Valentin painting a giant red target on his own back. The man has massive WSB. He just got back from Geneva after exposing Ross Cullum to Z. He has been hiding out, dodging international spy agencies, and trying to keep a low profile to avoid being thrown back into Steinmauer. Not to mention, Sonny Corinthos is actively trying to destroy him and using Brick to dig up dirt just because Valentin is dating Carly. Valentin is risking his freedom and his life by stepping into the light. And can we talk about Anna Devane for a second? She is the police commissioner. She is sitting right there, dealing with her own spiraling mental health and those terrifying hallucinations of Peter August that keep pushing her down a dark path, and suddenly her ex-lover, the international man of mystery, walks right into her jurisdiction. What is she supposed to do? Arrest him on the spot? Let him testify? The impossible choices facing Anna right now are giving me intense anxiety just thinking of it. And Carly, oh my god, Carly must be having an absolute heart attack right now. She has been fiercely defending her romance with Valentine against everyone, against Lulu's screaming fits, against Sunny's mafia ultimatums, against the whole town. And now Valentine is risking his freedom, his life, and their entire relationship just to do the right thing for Curtis. It's deeply romantic, yes, but it is also incredibly reckless. I know some people are loving this heroic Valentine era, but personally, I am terrified for him. But okay, back to the main point. The absolute most explosive part of Valentine testifying isn't even about Curtis or Isaiah. It is about the other driver. Because if Valentine was on Route 91, and Valentine saw the car that ran Curtis and Jordan off the road, he saw Brooklyn's car. I am yelling at my screen. Tracy Quartermain was right. Tracy has been barking at Brooklyn like a drill sergeant, telling her to pack her bags, grab baby Phoebe, and get out of town with or without Harrison. Tracy knew this trial was a ticking time bomb. Brooklyn framed Willow. She worked with Brick to doctor the GPS trip log. She left Jordan and Curtis to die on that road because she was too panicked to sleep. And Harrison Chase, poor, oblivious, noble Chase, is sitting there thinking Willow is being framed by Michael, completely unaware that his own wife is the true culprit. Chase just finalized the adoption of Phoebe with Brooklyn. They are building a family on a foundation of massive, criminal lies. If Valentine gets on that stand and describes Brooklyn's car to the jury, the entire Quartermain house of cards is going to collapse and Chase's marriage is going to blow up in a spectacular, devastating fashion. I just love how complex Valentine is written right now. Sometimes I contradict myself because one minute I think he's a selfish, manipulative sociopath who only cares about himself, and the next minute he's risking his entire life for a friend. He doesn't owe Curtis anything. Wait. No, he does respect Curtis. But still, remember when they tried this kind of redemption arc with other villains? Yeah, didn't work then either. But with Valentine, it just hits different. He constantly does the wrong things for the right reasons, and it makes for phenomenal television. So what happens now? Does Valentine get slapped in handcuffs by Anna the second he steps off the witness stand? Does Martin Gray use Valentine's testimony to completely destroy Isaiah's civil suit and criminal charges, setting Curtis free? Will Brooke Lynn be arrested for vehicular assault before the week is out? I am dreading the emotional fallout, but I am absolutely here for the drama. This is peak soap opera, people. The stakes have never been higher. I know some people are hating this storyline because they think Valentine is dodging karma, but personally, I think this is the brilliant catalyst we needed to blow the Route 91 secret wide open. The writers are finally merging all these isolated plots into one massive courtroom climax, and I am vibrating with excitement. Will Valentine's shocking testimony save Curtis or trigger a massive wave of arrests across Port Charles? Drop your wildest theories in the comments below, hit that subscribe button, and stay tuned.